Hey there, Alti Zeta here. Welcome back to more Let's Play Shadow of the Colossus. If I play well, this is going to be my last session of this game, so that's pretty exciting. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Only got a few more Colossi left, and I have one important thing to discuss before I do anything else. And this is going to be the third time I try and do this, but with an asterisk this time. I understand why it's not working now. I understand why I can't get time attack. I understand why it's not been doing anything. You only do that on the second playthrough. Which, you know, makes sense. But that's the kind of thing that I feel like everything that discusses time attack should probably say up front. I don't know why it was so hard for me to get that information of time attack is only available on a second playthrough of the game. Everything I saw discussing it was saying that it's just you do this from doing that, from praying at a statue, and it's like, okay, but like, you know, is there any prerequisites to it? New Game Plus? Just a second playthrough? I know, just do that? It's like, okay, that's what it sounded like, and turns out, yeah. I think part of the reason why I also thought that it was just available was because, again, I watched this game mainly get played by my cousin, who played the game multiple times. And remember, I also discussed how, like, when I tried to play the game, I borrowed the game from him once. Because I never owned it, it was his copy. So when he would come over, he would bring his copy of the game to play on our PlayStation 2, or I would visit him, and we'd just play on his PlayStation 2 and all his stuff. But the big, key, important thing to keep in mind with all of that is I didn't have a PlayStation 2 memory card. Remember, that's why I said I was discouraged from trying to play Shadow of the Colossus myself. The one time I tried. It was one of the various reasons that it didn't go so well for me. But I didn't have a PlayStation 2 memory card. So he would bring his PlayStation 2 memory card. Which means that we were always playing on his save files that already had played the game. Meaning that when he wanted to do time attack, or at the very least show it off, show that it existed, it was just automatically already there no matter what we were doing. So, as a result, I think that just kind of made me think that that was just what it was like. But no, it being on a second playthrough makes a whole lot of sense. So anyways, I think that this Colossi that I'm headed to right now is the one that I thought I was heading to before, when I was looping around Mr. Turtle. And was like, oh wait, we are going to the turtle now? I think this is the time when I'm finally dealing with that. One other important thing. Where is the turtle? Would have thought we would stumble. Oh, here it is. I was just like thinking like, oh, where's his corpse? You know, here's his corpse. But one random thing I am curious about, the reminiscence mode that I heard about, is that also just available right here? Okay, so you can do this whenever you want. This is not a multi-game thing. Alright, so you just have to pray at a Colossus corpse, and that just lets you refight the Colossi. So that's how you do it on a first playthrough. And any other subsequent playthrough if you really want to. I'm not... If this was a different Colossi, maybe, but I don't really want to fight Mr. Turtle again. He was annoying. One other thing I should mention, in between sessions, which, considering my last session was yesterday, basically last night, I got a little bored and was like, you know what, I've played through most of the game at this point now. I'm just kind of curious, what are speedruns of this game like? So I looked up the any % world record speedrun of this remake. And some of it made me really fucking... The way that they specifically fought the second Colossus had me in stitches. It was so fucking funny. I was dying of laughter. But otherwise, it's like, it's kind of what you would expect. Holy shit, they are fast and really good at everything. Like, they one-cycle pretty much everything. They do, like, crazy skips. Like, I watched footage of the last 3 Colossi, and I feel like I don't understand any of them. In terms of, like, oh, this will help me fight the... No, everything that got done is like, oh, this does not help me in the slightest. This is wild and crazy. And considering I already knew the bosses in that sense as well, it's like, it's not like I got spoiled on anything. And it didn't really, like, help refresh me on stuff either. So it's like, I didn't feel bad about watching them. What's the point? Because I don't feel like I got anything from it. I don't think it's going to impact stuff. Except for a couple things. There are a few things that I learned. Because, like, I got curious enough watching the things. I was like, how are they doing this? What is going on? And there are a couple things that I have learned a little bit about the way combat works in this game. Number one, there's a thing that I'm not going to be doing, but it is very impressive. It's a thing that's, like, it feels kind of like cheese. Kind of, like, it's a part of the game, as far as I can tell. But it's very much not, like, anything a player would be reasonably expected to be capable of doing. Where am I right now? I'm kind of going the right direction, I think. It's not anything any player would be reasonably capable of doing. Is the point. So, I'm not going to be doing it. I'm not even going to try. But what I learned is that there is a thing that speedrunners call a plant. Where, evidently, if you know a Colossus well, there are places on which to stand and grab onto a Colossus by their sigil, where Wander gets minimal effects of shaking, which means that you can basically wind up and charge sword slashes without it really, you know, doing much. You don't get interrupted. You just get to, you know... Like, why am I coming up here? Nothing up here. So, the thing is, I don't know where these plants are. They sounded like they were different on every Colossus. And also, like, it's not just as easy as, like, stand in the right position. It sounded like there was, like, specific details on, like, how to, like, get yourself in the right position, what buttons to press. I don't know. There was definitely a thing that got mentioned about not moving. I'm not the person you should be finding out tutorials on how to speedrun this game from, so I don't feel remotely bad about explaining it poorly. I'm just explaining enough to get you to understand that it exists, and that I'm not doing it. Because I didn't really look up where these supposed plants are, or what to do about any of them. So, that is fine. Oh, another thing I learned. It's this button. There's a swimming mechanic in this game, where you go underwater, and it's faster than being on top. And this is apparently... Remember when I was like, oh, the Ring-a-Ding Man was, like, blind? And, like, you're supposed to hide from him? Apparently, this is partially how you do that. You go under the water, and then they can't find you. I didn't learn that from the speedrun, I just learned that from looking it up in general. Because I got confused, I was like, this isn't what I remember. And I just didn't remember that you could go underwater and that counted as hiding. So, yeah, you'll learn things every day. The thing that I have learned about combat is that there are two things about attacking that I am going to try to sort of do going forward. If I can. If they're relevant. Number one is stabbing, which I was just trying to do. Pretend that I'm stabbing a Colossi right now. The way I've been doing it is I'm holding the grab button, I press the button, wait for him to do that, and when he does the is when I press again. And that's like full damage, you know? However, apparently it charges faster if you hold the button down and then press it again. Like, hold a button down, quickly release, and press it again. So, like, I haven't been holding it, but apparently that does get you faster stabs. Faster full charge stabs, so, like, that's something to just keep in mind, I guess. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what I looked into. I didn't, like, touch on it super hard, but, like, I don't know. If that does make it go by charge up faster, then that's just a good thing to know. Good thing to keep in mind, where you hold the button down instead of pressing it once. Because that was right there, that was holding it and then not holding it, and I don't know. Maybe future Ulti can do a quick edit demonstration if there is a difference at all. I don't know, maybe there isn't a difference while I'm stabbing nothing right here. I don't know. But either way, that's what I got told, so that's what I'm going to be trying to do, is, if I remember, is hold the button down. The other thing I learned about is that there's a jump stab. I can't tell if I'm doing it right now or not. But regardless, it looked like that just did the max amount of damage automatically, which is very useful and important to know. The ability to, you know, do damage like that is a pretty big deal. Okay. I'm just kind of like taking this one in. I'm trepidatious again. This is me being trepidatious. But it comes more so from like, reminding myself of what all is about to happen. Good, we're in this, like, really cool city ruins area now. Am I missing something? Don't seem to be able to grab onto any of that. So, let's not go that way, I guess. Ah, yes, I am missing something. The correct way to go. Well, hello! Another teeny tiny one. He's ready to play with us! So, the gimmick with this guy is it starts out as a fun chase around all these tall buildings. Hello? Don't you knock this over? I could have sworn he knocks this over. If he knocks it over that way and we, like, get to that platform, we just keep going. Maybe I need to anger him. I also learned that whistling can get Colossus' attention. So... Seems confused. I keep hitting the fucking, like, side of this pillar thing. What are you doing? There we go. There we go. I was in control during that cutscene, and I was like, oh my god, this is a weird camera angle. So we need to make our way over that way. Zeddy needs to, like, hit these twice. I'm not sure. Maybe he just needs to be extra angry. I don't know. Come on. Now, the reason for this guy in particular why watching a speedrun didn't work is that the speedrun used a, like, used a silly, like, jump exploit thing to, like, just get to the very last one of these pillars that we're looking for. So we skipped the entire puzzle. And it was very funny. I would describe the really funny thing that happened with the second Colossus. But I feel like that's one that just kind of has to be witnessed. Because it's just so funny. So, if you want to know, just in case it gets outdated and the world record trades hands, the person I watched was PDO, a Brazilian speedrunner, who had, at the time of recording this, the 90% world record in 2018 Shadow of the Colossus remake. Also, by the way, if you miss one of these jumps, the pillars still stay down, and they're just high enough to be able to reach the other things. So it's not like you have one try at these jumps, it's just like, you know, if you're a gamer, you can make these jumps first try. So far, I'm being a pretty gamer right now. But yeah. That's my recommendation, is to just, if nothing else, watch the second Colossus of that world record run. It was so funny to me. I'm up. Okay. And this is the one that he jumped to. The speedrun. This is the one that... This was the one that he went to last. group first. Don't control. I don't know where I am now. I tried to jump into cutscene. I'm on the ground. It's not a good place for me to be. Hey, bozo, I'm up here. What I just did, however, was something that I was able to, like, learn about. I knew that that platform was about to crumble, and that if I went to where I am right now, before it crumbled, I wasn't going to fall with the platform. So hey, I did learn something from watching a speedrun. Fancy that. I didn't get a plant. So he's gonna keep shaking. But that's okay. I've got stamina for days. Oh, well that's just rude. Yep. Ooh. I killed him with a jump slash and I got a trophy for it. Neat. That went well. That went very well, I'd say. Knowledge has helped me. I just saw he was kind of stuck and not moving that much, so I was like, you know what? The jump slashes, I heard, do the most damage. And also, apparently, you always want to end one with possible in a speedrun because it's faster. Because the drawback, apparently, is that it does max damage, but it takes longer to recover from. But at the end of the fight, you know, it's the end of the fight, and there's a cutscene that plays automatically, so you don't have to deal with that drawback. So it's just a faster way to get the last hit. Apparently. I was mainly going in it for the damage, because like, you're not moving that much. Let me try it. But yeah. Imagine, learning how the combat works helps you in the combat. Fascinating. Yeah, I always did kind of like that guy. He's stressful in a way of like, oh god, there's this whole, like, maze in the building. But honestly, doing it was not as bad as it always looked to me. Anyways, a giant has fallen into the valley. It acts as a sentry to a destroyed city. Yay. Well, while that happens... So we got 2 more left. And I'm gonna glance over this way. Because I just want to see something. We go all the way back up this staircase that we only traversed in a cutscene. And I say staircase, it's more like just a spiral walkway. There's no stairs here. I come all the way up here. So, that gets me nowhere. Huh. I know you can go along the bridge. I just thought it was automatically here, but I guess that going along the bridge is part of, like, a secret pathway, because, like, very clearly nothing up here that you can do with. So that's what I wanted to check out. So yeah, I guess me talking about going along the bridge is actually a secret, and not something that you can just do from coming up here. So, that's good to know. That's good knowledge. Anyways, that's all I wanted to kind of explore. Was just... I haven't actually been up here, I was just going off of memory, and sometimes memory can be wrong. Anyways. With that, an extra 3 minutes has been added to the runtime of this episode, but that's fine. And next time on Let's Play Shadow of the Colossus, we're gonna go fight number 15! Number 15, everybody! Give it up for number 15! See you next time!